You want to hear what Manch just said before we recorded? Do you want to repeat that?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, JC.
Welcome to another episode of Now There Are Two of Them. I always forget the title. I always think it's Now There Are Two of Us or Now We Are Two of Them or some other shit. But no, welcome to the podcast.
Weird.
This is Now There Are Two of Them. We're talking about Star Wars Soul Shadow Lord.
That's right. Now, for those of you new to the pod, we actually used to cover Dance Dance Revolution. Unfortunately, though, JC just has no groove, so we've had to shift over to Star Wars. So we're doing chronological order, starting, of course, halfway through with Maul Shadow Lord.
Is this going to be a running thing? Like every time you're going to come up with some bullshit of what we did before this show? This is our first podcast.
No, we used to do Dance Dance Revolution. Do you not remember this?
No.
Well, I mean, look, it's possible that when we used to do the Star Trek pod, you got hit by that memory beam. Maybe it's still effective.
We didn't do a Star Trek pod. You lied about that last time as well. Now you're lying about Dance Dance Revolution. You gotta get new material, my friend. You gotta get new material.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So, Star Wars Soul Shadow Lord is the second...
Maul Shadow Lord, JP.
It's JC. I don't know how many times I need to mention this.
Sorry, I think JP.
It's JC.
JC, right, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, it's JC.
Yeah, I can see that on my... Yeah, that's on my screen. I don't know how I got that wrong. Must have been a typo.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just move on. So Star Wars Soul Shadow Lord, it's the new show about... Are you sure? Sure it's not Soul?
He's doing a bit. He's doing a bit, chat.
So Soul Shadow Lord is about Star Wars. It's about our favorite character. It's about our favorite character from Breaking Bad, Saul. He's reprising his role from the Clone Wars and other Star Wars media. Soul Shadow Lord was announced in April 2025, a year after Witwer joined to provide insight on the character as well as his voice.
Who's Witwer? You just said a last name there. You didn't actually introduce the beloved Sam Witwer, who we all love.
The series is produced by Lucasfilm Animation with Matt Michnovetz as head writer, Brad Rao as supervising director, and Filoni, Michnovetz, Rao, Athena, Yvette Portillo,
Dave Filoni.
Carrie.
I feel like you're doing a horrible job here, JC.
As executive producers, it tells a serialized story and explores questions about Maul that Filoni and I can't tell if you've worked out what I'm doing yet. Filoni and Witwer discussed while working on previous series. The animation provided by CG.
Okay, let me stop you there, JC. You've clearly just copied this from Wikipedia. Can you go sit down? We'll talk after class.
I was wondering how long it would take you to work out what I was actually doing.
Oh, not just immediately. I just wanted to see where you go with it and how long you keep going. Apparently forever.
Fair. So, today we're going to be talking about episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10. We're going to be talking about all four.
No. Only 7 and 8 because 9 and 10 are not out today on the 2nd of May 2026.
No, but we're predicting... We're going to talk about what we think is going to happen. We're going to talk about what we think is going to happen. Yeah.
So
we're going to talk
just made it sound like to the audience that we'd already seen the finale, so we would be discussing it.
No. This is a like if you guys don't know, this is a lovely Sunday, the 3rd of May, 2026, and
Saturday the 2nd.
Saturday the 2nd. Okay,
I've got in my notes here, pretend like it's Saturday the 2nd. Wait, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh, whoa, hold on. Yeah, so Saturday the 2nd, how is your Saturday the 2nd, May 2026 been?
Oh, it was lovely. My beloved football team won 2 days ago, as of today. No, sorry, that was yesterday, wasn't it? It's Saturday, not Sunday. Yeah.
This is so stupid. Saturday, this is the worst bit we've ever come up with. Saturday the 2nd, May 2026. I know that this is the
only bit that you've ever come up with.
Come on, the Wikipedia bit was good. I'm pretty proud of that one.
Okay, Mr. Wikipedia White.
But so we're gonna be predicting what happens in episode 9 and 10, and then critically evaluating our prediction. Like we're gonna critique the prediction that we're gonna make in episode 9 and 10. But
that's right.
So let's talk about.
JC's going to do that. I'm just going to talk about it because I've actually seen those 2 episodes because I was lucky enough to be part of the premiere early. Now, how I got that? Don't ask. It's not important.
Why don't I?
Oh, skill issue.
But you didn't think to give me one of those invites?
There was only 2, right? No, only 1.
They didn't.
No, because if there were 2, then they would then look at us and say, well, now there are two of them.
You didn't think to mention, hey, I've got a co-host who would probably have appreciated an invite to the premiere of episode 9 and 10. Because you know how much of a fan I am of this show and of Star Wars in general. You don't you dare. So people at home, if you don't know what he just did, so NVIDIA Broadcast
If you
has
can't
this
see it,
feature.
it's because you're not watching.
So NVIDIA Broadcast has this feature on it where it lets you, like, it basically AIs your eyes to look directly at the camera. It's fucking horrifying, and Manch just did that to me. And I don't know how long he'd been doing it for, but I suddenly noticed it, and it was absolutely horrifying, and I never want to see that again. Never do that
I
again.
use that software. I was just looking at you.
I will kick you off the show if you do that again, and it will just be me. Just be me, and no one wants to just hear me. So
sitting here for 10 minutes not talking about the show.
So for the fans, don't do that again.
Both of you
watching, our millions of fans that we have. So let's talk about chapter 7. Sorry, Call to Oblivion.
Package deal.
Yeah, package deal. So basically, what happens in this episode? It's immediately after the two Inquisitors. They had the fight with the two Inquisitors. Riley and Devon separated from her master and Lawson, a Darky. I almost forgot his name. And basically, it's Maul, Devon, and Riley. They're together at the moment and immediately get separated. Pretty much like straight away. There's a little section where they're walking, and they're having a little chat. Riley's it's like, why are we following this guy? And Devon's like, because we were just attacked by Inquisitors.
Don't
and they're
they know
going to
that
keep
he's the
running after
Shadow
us. They don't know he's the Shadow. They actually say Shadow Lord in this in these 4 episodes. I can't remember which episode it was, if it was episode 8 or 9. But they say Shadow Lord in one of them.
We've only seen 2. You've only seen 2.
Oh yeah, that's right. I
Yeah.
assume that they say Shadow Lord in episode 9. I can't remember.
Well, they probably would, right?
Or I don't have the foresight, but I assume that they say Shadow Lord at some point.
And then they roll credits, yeah.
I think in my mind's eye it was Darky that says it. Am I correct, man? Because you've seen it already, correct?
That is correct, yes. Darky actually says it near the start of episode 9.
Right, okay. Well, I mean, you got a better memory than I have, obviously, but...
Memory? You have foreseen this. Yeah, no, he does say that at the start of episode 9, you're right.
Yeah, but so episode 7, and one thing, and that's kind of like my first issue with episode 7, is I don't like how quickly they get separated from Maul. I think there should have been... I think these 2 episodes could have been spent with Devon and Maul together, and also Riley. I don't know how you feel about it, because basically what happens is Maul says you can leave at any point, and then Devon
and then they do, and then he tries to stop them, and then
he's
the Empire
like,
find
"No,
them.
you can't do that." And he's like, "No, you can't do that. What are you doing?"
Like, well,
and
then
she
why
literally
did you offer
says
the
to
choice
him,
in the first place?
Yeah, I fucking hate that. Here's the thing: is like I don't mind if he's like that, but I don't like the way that Devon reacts. Basically, they get attacked by the Empire. They get spotted by an Imperial droid, and little Spybot, my goat, is like, oh no, we've been king, absolute king. He's like, oh no, we've been spotted. He sounds exactly like that. I think I did like a incredible impression then.
Oh, it was spot on.
Like
I thought you played a clip from the episode.
No.
That was you. Wow.
Yeah, that was me. It's not like you're right in front of me and you can see my lips move. Because this is an audio podcast.
No, because that would imply that I'm looking at you instead of my own face.
Right. Yeah. I do agree. You are a very handsome man.
Yeah, and that's why I spend all my time on this pod looking at myself.
I've heard you've been a big fan of the Looks Maxer community. You've been into that lately, so that makes sense.
Oh, no. I'm not in the community, I just do it.
It's been paying off.
I was actually a pioneer. Now, interesting what you said about Riley and Devon escaping too quickly. I do agree, but I also feel like if they did that, it would have been a retread of episode 3 and 4. We've already seen them.
Well, we haven't seen Riley with...
Not Riley, no, but I assume we're going to see that next season. But for most of episode 3, Devon was with Maul in his hideout, so I don't know that there would have been much more they could do at this stage.
But she was just in, like, the cage, and then she left the cage after he goaded her to. and then they had that conversation. Like but that's like their initial meeting. This felt like immediately after the Inquisitor attack. It felt like she, because he saved her life. It felt like to me that she would, at least from my perspective, she'd be interested in his point of view, in his way of seeing the world, or seeing the universe, because I felt like she was kind of moving away from Darky. Like she had the whole argument with Darky the previous episode, and I felt like this was an opportunity because Darky doesn't know that she's with Maul. I would have thought she would have used this opportunity to kind of get to know where he's coming from, but she doesn't. She leaves immediately. But
I don't mind agree. I thought these 2 episodes were, I don't know why they let me down a little bit, but I didn't like them as much as the rest of the show. And I think it's because I built up this big story about what was going to happen in my own head, and kind of nothing really happened in these 2.
No. I feel like these 2 episodes kind of told us what we already knew, and also, like, I just don't like that they didn't take the opportunity to have these 2 characters interact more. I get why she leaves, and I understand that. Like, I don't mind that she leaves. I think my big issue is after Maul.
I think if Riley wasn't there, she probably would have stayed.
You reckon?
Yeah, and I think that's probably going to link into season 2 a little bit, where he's going to be kind of the one thing holding her back a little bit from the turning completely. But we'll get onto that later.
Yeah, I think
a lot of big fights in these 2.
Yeah,
really cool fights. I really like the Inquisitor fight in the cave with Maul.
With the 2, because they introduce another Inquisitor. Again, I don't know who that is. He has a mask. Brother. Okay, he's just the 11th brother. Like, he doesn't have a name or anything.
He's kind of like referred to as the Crow sometimes as well, but no, he's only in this and one other thing, which you'll see a lot later. But yeah, he's for the most part an original character.
Okay. But before we get to that, the big issue I just wanted to say the big issue I have isn't the fact that Maul, that she leaves like straight away. I guess from a writing standpoint, I would have preferred if she did, but from a character standpoint, I don't mind. She leaves, and then Maul, like, obviously stops her because he wants to keep her. He wants her to be his apprentice, right? I don't mind that. Even after he said, you guys can leave at any time you want. And then she says, you said we could leave, blah, 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 blah. That's fine. Then they get attacked by stormtroopers, right? So the stormtroopers are attacking. What's his name? Maul is in a bit of a corner at that point.
He is.
And instead of, like, I don't understand why Devon goes to help him and defend him. I just don't get it. After he says that they can't leave, I feel like that should have been like, oh, he's broken their trust. She can't trust him. Why should she trust him? He's a Sith Lord. Like, I don't get why she's then like, okay, I'm going to go defend him.
He's the Shadow Lord. You shouldn't trust the Shadow Lord.
And then because she does that, Riley gets apprehended by the First Order, by the Empire. She gets apprehended by the Empire. And it's like,
where were they going to go? They made a point to set up that they're on the wrong end of a catwalk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where else were they going to go? They had to break through the stormtroopers really to escape. And the only reason that Devon gets away is because she falls from an LAAT.
Yeah, I mean, she grabs onto the ship.
That would have killed Riley.
Yeah, but like I imagine, like, from a screenwriting perspective, you can come up with anything, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it seemed to be, the implication is that Riley wanted her to stay with him, but she didn't. She went to defend Maul, and because of that, he gets captured. Like, that's what that moment means, is because she went to defend Maul, help him, Riley got captured by the Empire. And Lawson, and you know, that becomes like her burden, right, to bear. So I just don't get why she did that. I don't get why she went to defend Maul. I think
it's as simple as she thinks that there's a real chance that they can actually get out this way and she can escape again after. I don't know what other motivation there would be, because you're right, I don't see much there, really.
I just, the way that it read to me is that they were like the screenwriters in my head. I'm trying to, you know, I think like a screenwriter. I'm
trying to get in the mind.
Trying to get in the mind of the screenwriter. It was obvious to me that what they were trying to do is that Devon wants Maul alive for some reason. And she's like, I can't let him die now. for some reason. But I didn't really understand why she would. Okay, but I don't understand why she would when he's just like broken her trust, like literally 30 seconds ago. I feel like she kind of trusted him because she saved her life, and like she seemed to have this idea that he abides by this code. Maybe like I can kind of see, because he said that he had a plan to bring down the Empire. Like he says, if we get you off world, I can show you how we can take down the Empire. Like maybe that was in her head, but I don't buy it.
Yeah,
it's
I think she's a lot more curious than she's willing to admit. At this point in the story, I think she is a lot further down the path to the dark side than even she realizes.
Yeah, I just don't think it's
I know
very,
that's a Star Wars answer, but yeah.
I just don't think it's very well characterized. Like, I don't think they did a very good job of writing that. But no. Getting to
what I did like, the big fights.
The big fights, of course you did. I mean, it's two faceless guys versus Maul. The thing I did like about the fight is, like, clearly Maul, like, is way in over his head. Like, he's he's the cause of all of these people's deaths, and he's getting cooked, like, left, right, and center. The only reason why he gets away is because he feigns a surrender, and then does a thing.
And then does a big Sith spin.
Yeah.
He does Palpatine's signature move.
I noticed that, and I even did the the noise he makes. I was like, okay, so that's a move that Sidious teaches.
Palpatine obviously taught him. Yeah, I thought that was funny as.
I kind of like that.
Something about Maul getting bodied. An interesting point that Sam Witwer actually spoke about in the podcast after the show finished airing. Probably that's what he's going to say.
Probably what he's going to say in a few days.
I think that's what he'll say, yeah, because he might have talked about it in front of me or something. I don't know, something like that. Is that for Maul, whose legs are being taken out, the loss isn't his agility so much as the fact that all of his moves require twisting, right? You can't get power if your legs aren't working.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
That's how he rationalizes Maul not being able to take on the two Inquisitors at once, where normally you would imagine he probably could.
Mm-hmm.
But
that makes sense.
I guess I'm getting a little bit tired of super powerful characters getting hamstrung for the sake of a story.
Oh, you're not happy about that?
It's a bit played out, JC.
You weren't happy about that. You don't like that his legs got cut. But I like when you have a damaged like someone who is way more confident than he actually is, and you can see through his kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? Because I feel like he's way more confident than he should be.
It's so much of a video game trope. You get to the second game in a series, or even third sometimes, and you strip away all their powers. You have to start from scratch again because you've got to have gameplay. It felt like that to me.
Is that a jab at Fallen Order or Survivor?
No, games in general. I mean, Survivor does it a little bit, but you get to keep most of your moves still. I just mean games in general. There's a lot of games out there where you pretty much start from scratch.
And you have to because, you've got to build up your character
otherwise
again.
There's no gameplay. You keep all the powers from the last game. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
I guess I
also
don't
felt
like seeing that in a show as much.
Fair enough. But I like what it says about Maul. I like that it kind of says that he's led all these people. He's basically like a cult leader. Like kind of like he's a cult leader. Yeah, I mean they call him he's on the throne of Mandalore. I don't know how he got that. Yeah, I'm sure you know. But
he was dethroned.
By who?
You'll see that in Clone Wars.
Okay. But
I want to talk a little bit about story because we kind of skipped all over the place here.
Mm-hmm.
So while all this is happening, Maul then spends the rest of episode 8 hallucinating.
I hated it. I hated that whole sequence. Yeah. I just found it like...
I liked it, but mostly because it was stuff we haven't really seen before.
Wasn't it?
Some parts, yeah.
Okay.
I guess probably the first half of it we didn't really know before about Maul. Like, we didn't know that Maul was tortured by Sidious with lightning for failing him. Like, that kind of plays a lot into his trauma and why he is the way that he is, which I liked as a character moment for him. What I really liked was the heel turn of Two Boots, who I've never said a bad word about. I want to put that on the record.
No.
Two Boots is the goat. He completely gets everyone out of the shit there.
He is the goat.
As I've maintained throughout this entire pod, he is the king of this show to me.
He is the key to all of this.
Yeah, Yeah.
if we get him working. What was I going to say?
I really
What was I going
liked
to say? The reason why I don't like the visions is I feel like we should have known this about him already, like at the start of the show. I don't think it adds much to, because the start of the visions, where is he? What do we know about him? He's out for revenge with Sidious. Why?
Yes.
For obvious reasons, like what we know from episode 1, what you know from Clone Wars. Like, it makes sense to me. He was ditched. He was basically ditched.
Right. I don't think that's his problem, though. I think
it's
you sort of see it at the end of the hallucinations. He swears not to let Sidious do that to anyone else. What he means there, I don't think is just like, I'm not going to let him ditch anyone else. That's saying, I'm not going to let him torture anyone else and break them down entirely and make them completely nothing and then get rid of them when they fail.
I mean, I get that, but I feel like I shouldn't...
It's more of a personal journey rather than just, I don't like the Empire.
No, I know that, but I think my issue is that seems like a character moment that should have been... I should have known about him already. Like, I feel like all of this that we're getting... Like, you can't... I feel like you can't, like, you know, all of these seasons of Clone Wars and then this show, like, so all of that, like, he's being motivated by something more than the whole time. Like, I feel like that's such a retcon. You know what I mean?
It kind of is, but it's sort of the kind of story that, like, Whitmer's been in press saying that there's been all these ideas for Maul that he wanted to do that kept getting knocked back and saying we don't really have time for this in our show. You know, it doesn't really belong here. And they finally gave him his own show, and that's why they're exploring it now. But I do get what you're saying, and it's quite a Disney Star Wars formula where you've got a show that starts off, you're sort of thrown into it. You don't really get character until the second or third to last episode.
Like that whole thing with his brother, like how... I don't know if that was in Clone Wars or if that was like his brother.
Not the part where he's taken by Sidious, but the part where his brother dies, yes.
That should have been a flashback in episode 1. Like, I think that should have been episode 1 flashback. That's how you open the show. Or something like that. Or show that, all of that in a flashback at the start of the show, so we understand his motivation throughout the show. I don't like...
You'll notice that when we watch all of these Disney shows, it's not really how they do it. They tend to hold back these flashbacks until the end. And I don't like it either. I think it should be done much earlier. Because then it makes the finale feel really rushed. Like, you have to get all these pieces into place in the third or fourth last episode, and then hit the finale hard. And I don't think it does the story any justice.
No, I think the other issue I have with it is that before he's going after Sidious, he wants to take down the Empire, but then afterwards, his actual conflict or his actual like drive for what he wants to do doesn't change. So like, we're just being shown it to have a new motivation, but to do the same thing.
I guess it's kind of stealing his resolve a bit, because he's kind of been a little bit lost. He's not really had the focus. I think that's just him getting his focus back. Because
the reason why I bring this up is because they do a similar thing in Andor, which I think is a fantastic show, where they have the flashback of Luthen and Cassa. And I think the reason why it works there is because, like,
it's at the start.
Say it again.
It's at the start, not at the end.
No, it's at the end. It's at the end of season 2. The flashback.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, sorry. I thought you meant Cassa's flashbacks in season 1.
No, I'm talking about like.
No, but it's also 2. At a crucial point in the story where, and we'll obviously get to Andor when it comes, but where Luthen's about to, and
obviously
it makes sense thematically there. Here, it doesn't really. It's just, we found an excuse to get Maul on his own. Let's do some flashbacks.
Yeah. So in this show, Maul...
That's a bit of a trend.
Yeah. So in this show, Maul's already an important character. I mean, Cassa was a sort of important character in Andor, but she was kind of like a side character. The way... You get what...
Cassa is Cassian.
No. Who's his underling? His assistant? What's her name? I thought her name was Cassa because you said it.
I don't remember. I've already forgotten.
No, okay. You know who I'm talking about though. Yeah, she's a great character. But the reason why that works there is because she was Claire. Yeah, she was like a side character up until that episode when she became an important character and probably the main character of that episode. And it works. Yeah. The flashback works because now you understand her motivation for what she's doing in that episode. Like, and then on. right? Because she's become a more important character. Maul was already an important character, so we should have had these flashbacks episode 1 straight away, so you understand what his motivation is. I just don't like
or
this.
At the very least, like
this version
episode
of writing.
3, have him go through it in a tea ceremony or something as like a bonding exercise. Anything.
Maybe.
I don't think this late in the show it works. I think we're too far along for it to really do anything. I still liked it. I liked what it did. I didn't like when it was.
Yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it was too little too late. Because, I don't know. But I also got to ask, what the fuck was up with the spider leg flashback? He had spider legs? Like actual spider. He was an actual spider. Explain that.
You need to watch Clone Wars because I cannot explain it. I can't explain that. Just watch Clone Wars. We'll get there. Don't worry about it. That was
ridiculous. I was like, he looked like the thing from Doctor Who, the big spider woman. I was like, what? Okay. Like, anyway, did that grow out of his body?
Episode 8. Toward the end of episode, we finally start moving toward the finale where Rena Sul does a little bit of an ambush on them. On Lawson, Darky, Devon, Riley, and Two Boots. But luckily,
but I want to mention...
Yeah.
Can I just quickly mention, I love Two Boots' arc. I think Two Boots is kind of like... Because, like, his whole thing is he's following rules. Like, he's all about rules, and he thinks the Empire follows the rule. He thinks the Empire are the arbiter of rules, right? And then...
Well, I don't think he thinks that. I just think he is a rule follower, and he doesn't notice that the Empire's rules are different to the Republic's.
Not just that, but he also just... He notices that the Empire just does whatever it wants to its own advantage, and he's like, that's not... Hold on, that's not right. It's kind of like
rules. This is a rule-based society.
Like, to me, it's kind of like the radicalization of like a liberal. You know what I mean? Like the radicalization of a liberal who's like all about decorum, and that's kind of how I saw Two Boots.
Dave Filoni had that in mind at all. I think this is very much.
I think one of the writers might have.
Just a story about a robot.
I know, but it's so like, I know it's like of the times, but it's so obvious to me. Like, it just that's what it screams. It screams like if Biden got radicalized, you know what I mean? Or like Nancy Pelosi got radicalized because the fucking Republicans don't follow any of the rules at all. But they're all, you know what I mean? But obviously, we want them to change, but they don't because they're fucking pussies. But Two Boots is not a pussy. He's a fucking goat.
Two Boots is a Chad, and
when he shoots those two guys, I was like,
I was actually expecting him to then go and face his punishment. I didn't expect him to go and join up with the crew because I thought there's no way.
Like the plans have changed. I was like,
he's a clanker. He can't get it right.
No, I love his arc. I love that he shot those two guards, and like he was like, okay, fantastic. This is what I have to do now.
It's like throws their crappy gun away, which I thought was hilarious.
And he's so efficient too. Like, it's like, I love when robots are like super efficient. Like he's such a...
He reminded me a lot of K2SO in that regard.
Yeah. And he's probably the best character in Rogue One as well. So maybe I'm just a droid guy. Maybe I just love my droids. I don't know, man. Yeah.
We also get, at the end of that episode, a bit of a nod to what you were saying last week about the Emperor taking a personal interest in the case.
Mm-hmm.
So, except, spoiler alert, because I've seen it and you haven't. Someone a little bit different is in the next episode. You're guessing what's going to happen, JC.
Yeah. Well, hold on. But like that's the reveal at the end of episode 9. Let's go through. So there's a mention of Dryden Voss. Yes. Dryden Voss, who I now realize is the guy from Solo. Did they get Paul Bettany
Crimson Dawn, obviously the criminal empire from there that Maul is also a part of in Solo. So we know that he's there for a little while.
Yeah. I want to know, was it Paul Bettany? I didn't look up the cast list. It wasn't Paul Bettany?
Nah, some bloke named Scott White.
They're cheap fucks. Absolute cheap fucks. Listen.
I hear Paul Bettany is quite expensive these days.
Paul Bettany was the voice of... Paul Bettany was the voice of Jarvis for years.
Yeah, but I think he's gotten a little bit more popular. He did like a comic book movie or something, and apparently
they got Wagner Moura for this show.
Yeah, but I don't know who that is. I know who Paul Bettany is.
Cheap as fuck. I'm sorry. They should have raked it in. They should have raked it out. They should have.
One thing you'll notice is that they rarely shell out for expensive actors in these projects, in the animated stuff. So don't be surprised by that.
Ridiculous.
It is, but
This is
also
a
the
multi-billion
scheduling might not have
company.
worked out. They might not have had, like, Paul Bettany might be a bit busy.
It's Paul Bettany. You make it work, you get him back as Dryden Voss.
I get that, but also he's probably a little bit busy. He's doing a few different things right now.
Okay, fair enough.
He's doing some avenging or something. He's apparently got a some show called Vision or something.
Is he in Doomsday?
He's recording for, was it White Vision? Is it called?
Oh, is that a thing?
His own show, yeah.
Just get him in the booth. He barely does anything in this show. Like Dryden Voss, he's in like 3 scenes. Just get him in the booth for like 10 minutes and you're done. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
Anyway, so he sets up a rendezvous. Dryden Voss is in this because
I assume it's set up for next season.
And Maul sends Devon a message that we don't see. We just see Maul standing over her, but she describes a completely different vision, which obviously is to lead them. So I actually like that Maul thinks about forming an alliance with them. I like that they kind of have to...
I thought it was really fun, and what I found really interesting as they're sort of walking toward their escape route, Rook sort of makes a snide remark about Darky, and Maul's just like, no, have some respect. He's a Jedi. This guy's a master. Put some respect on the name.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
That was a good character moment for him.
Yeah, 100%. And then, I mean, they get attacked by the Inquisitors, right? So we get some nice lightsaber fights.
And everybody fucking dies. It is insane.
Yes. Yeah, literally. Yeah. Well, does that happen? I thought that happened in episode 10.
No, we're talking about 9.
When they're going across the big cave, which I thought was
thought was cool.
I thought there was a lot of tension, a lot of like logistical tension, really good stuff. Yep. I think it was I liked it a lot.
Just the fight scenes. There's a sequence there where you get a single frame or like holds on a couple of frames or whatever of all the characters locked in lightsaber at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
That would make such a sick wallpaper.
Oh yeah, it was good.
You could tell they set it
like
up
2 seconds.
Look cool.
Yeah,
it's the rule of cool, but it was really cool. I liked it,
and I liked the tension because when like I don't think what's his name Darky is as he's an old dude, so like when he's like go to Devon to get out of there, I was like, oh, is this it? Like he's don't.
Every moment in that episode, anyone could have died. It felt legitimately terrifying for all the characters. Like, you assumed that Maul and Devon were going to survive, but everyone else was up for grabs. And they kept showing
Darky.
Fucking Spybot dies!
Fuck, I was mad. I was like, can't believe you guys did that. Can't believe you guys did that. When did they kill because who else dies? The lead Mandalorian. What's her name?
Rook Cast. She's in episode 10, though. But
yeah, she makes it through.
So Icarus, I think, is the surviving Dathomirian. He doesn't survive this episode. He goes out like a boss, by the way. Kills like 5 stormtroopers in a row before he goes. You get a bunch of random Mandalorians just die that we don't really know because the only ones we got helmets off scenes for already died in the previous episodes. Trying to escape like bitches. So we didn't even talk about that. No. How funny is it that Vario was trying to escape and the ship that he was going to escape on and the ship that all of them were going to escape on.
And then it explodes.
Just gets shot down immediately.
It's hilarious, yeah. I did
it's so funny.
The Dathomirian, his brother dies and when he's like, brother! I thought that was kind of funny. Like, just kind of, like, weirdly...
Unintentionally funny, yeah.
Unintentionally. Brother! But, like, that to me felt like
it's
such
classic animated Star Wars.
It's like, like, kids' TV show. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I don't really care. But it's funny.
It's very hammy.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it.
Okay, now we're going to get to... So they escape that confrontation with the Inquisitors. They're going through the cave, and...
They get across, and the skiff that they're going across, they end up sinking that because Spybot gets sliced in half by the Inquisitor, which I'm just so annoyed by. And
anyway, but they get
Devon
away.
Is the one holding up the skiff so that everyone can get away. I think it's a really important moment for her because everything rests on her. And...
She saves them all by doing it.
Shut that down, and you think, oh yeah, we're off scot-free, and then you realise there's another fucking episode to go. Oh shit.
And then they run into...
And then the big guy, which is where I was trying to write as well.
I know you're gonna be really happy about this, but I rolled my eyes. I'm sorry. I hated this, man.
Nah, I loved it.
I hate the way that these movies and these shows treat Darth Vader. It's
As a slasher villain,
yes, literally
I think
yes. I
this is the
hate it.
time period you do it. I don't think it works as much later in his life, but here he's at the peak of his powers. He's freshly turned dark side. He's angry because he's just lost Padme in the last few years. This is the time to do it. Even
I
by Jedi
just
Survivor, I'm not sure it works as well, but this is fresh Empire. This
to
is
do
Vader with
something
a
like this,
vengeance.
but I feel like these shows don't know what to do with Vader, and so the only thing they can come up with is to make him a boss battle. Like I hate it. He's a character. He's Anakin Skywalker. He has feelings. He has emotions. And none of this stuff ever comes into play. He's always just this big bad guy that they have to overcome. And there's like one moment
there's
at the end
there's
of
a bit
Obi-Wan.
of that in Kenobi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like that one moment at the end, like after this, like how many episodes is that? 6 episodes? 8 episodes?
Yeah, 6.
Anyway, after this whole episode, we get like a slither of a personality from him. But the rest of it is just like, he's just a big bad boogeyman. I hate it. I also, here's my other thing, all right? And you're going to hate me for this, but
I already hate you, so that's fine.
Always felt like Darth Vader isn't as powerful as everyone makes him out to be, and he shouldn't be. I don't think he should be. I think when Anakin Skywalker loses to Obi-Wan, like all the Jedi are already dead, right? So like most of them.
Well,
so when
as we discover, not as successful as they thought, which is why they need the Inquisitors.
No, yeah, but I always felt like when Obi-Wan cuts his arm off, cuts his legs off, and he's burnt to death. I always found the idea that Sidious was like disappointed with this outcome, and he kind of had to cut his losses with Darth Vader. He puts him back together the best he can, but he's not who Anakin would have been if Obi-Wan hadn't done that, right? And I've always found that like it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me that Darth Vader is a huge fucking threat to to Darky, Devon, and Darth Maul all together in one go. But then he gets absolutely obliterated.
Characters.
But listen, even then, but then he's no match for like Luke Skywalker, who had barely had any training by that point. Like I just because to me,
two things. One, Return of the Jedi is 21 years after this. That's a lot of time
he is
for him
older.
to
He is older.
and get out of practice and stuff. And two, he's got an emotional connection to Luke that he doesn't have with anyone else here.
Yeah, no. So that kind of cripples him a little bit.
To me, that doesn't really bother me. I like the idea that Luke is playing tricks with him, and that the dark side kind of only works if you hate your enemy, and if you've got sort of conflicted feelings, which is also why he struggles against Obi-Wan a bit as well. If you got those conflicted feelings, the light side starts to try and take back over, and I like that dynamic a lot. And I think that's just what was happening here. He's not got that right now. I think Prime Anakin from Episode 3 could take on any Jedi in the Jedi Order, except maybe Yoda. Or probably Mace as well. Mace is probably better. But I think that's what you get with Vader. He's not at his potential, no. He would be even stronger. But against a crippled Maul and a crippled Darky and a Padawan Devon, he should win that fight every time. And
I don't agree.
I'm straining him.
I'm even just watching the way that he's fighting and the way that they cut the fights. And, like Darth Vader, he's not the most mobile dude in the world, right? So I always feel like when I'm watching him fight in these scenes, it feels like they have to nerf the other, like they have to nerf Devon and Darky and Maul. They have to slow them down to make it look legit, like make it look like Darth Vader is posing a threat to them. Like I feel like one person goes and then the other person, and they're not fighting like they had been in the past few episodes. I feel like, and they just do that to create this like this myth about Darth Vader that he's a character. I don't want him to be like this all-powerful slasher villain guy. Like, I just want him to be Anakin Skywalker. I want him to be the Anakin Skywalker at the end of Return of the Jedi and at the end of Episode 3. Like, I don't like seeing him being this boogeyman. I just hate it. I really wish it was the Emperor at the end of this episode. Genuinely, I thought it was going to be Sidious.
I think that would work as well. I don't think Sidious would bother, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe Yoda would get him out of hiding. I think he's got.
But he seemed to bother in the Clone Wars.
Like whether it's where his throne room is going to be in the Death Star. Like, he seems more politically motivated by this point.
Okay, I get.
In Clone Wars, he only goes out once. You only see him as Sidious once.
Right,
and
that's when he kills Savage, right, in that flashback.
That's right,
because that was definitely animation. Like, you could tell it was animation 100%. From the Clone Wars, yeah. But
I get what you're saying. I guess it doesn't
bother
have Vader, me because
yeah,
I think Vader should be as evil as he can be to show that you need like someone really close to you to pull you away from it. I think the more evil he is in the median, like in the interim, I think is like if he had emotion here, I don't think he goes and blows up Alderaan in Episode 4. If he was that emotional and like he could be caught up in things and actually take it seriously, I think you need him to be as detached as possible. And yeah, you could probably tone that down a little bit from here. He doesn't say a word throughout this episode, by the way.
No, he doesn't.
Goddamn word, which I like because I like him as the slasher villain. I know you don't, but I want to see Vader, kill people, because I think as the Emperor's second in command, if he wasn't just doing that, he would have turned against him much earlier.
Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is I want to see what you want to see, but I want to see it in character. Like, I don't want it to just be thrown there just because he's Vader, everyone recognizes him. Like, I want him to be a character. Like, if you're going to have Darth Vader in the show, have him in from episode 1 and have him weave in here somehow. I like the idea that he, like, for Maul, he's his replacement, right? He's who Sidious replaced Maul with. Yeah?
Eventually, yeah.
And again, that isn't even, like, touched on. What's his name? Maul, he doesn't even have, like, any kind of emotional reaction to seeing him. It seemed like he didn't even know who he was.
Nah, he does right before the jump scare. You know, the jump scare in the cabin hallways, or the ruins hallways. Right before then, he's sort of talking to himself and going, it can't be. Is it him? He knows that Anakin was the one that Sidious was planning to turn. And I think that was him realizing, oh shit, this is him. But when it's not expanded on at all, the rest of it.
Well, when he says, is it him, I thought he was expecting Sidious to show up. And then it wasn't, it was Darth Vader.
No.
And then when
it was after they started fighting is when I'm talking about.
Okay, but when he first sees him, he says, you're not an Inquisitor.
Yeah, no. After that, there's a little break in the fight. Darky sends Devon to go ahead and catch up to the Lawsons, and then you get the jump scare of Vader crashing through the wall.
Oh, yeah. With the
right
hand.
Before that, Maul was talking. Yeah, right before that, Maul is talking to himself.
Which is literally something that Jason Voorhees would do in like Friday the 13th.
It is.
But
I hate it.
I hate it. Anakin is a character. Darth Vader's a character.
Yeah, but Anakin would absolutely do that to people. You'll see some war crimes from Anakin in Clone Wars.
But but I'm not getting that character, like, because things can be framed, like that hand thing can be framed in a different way. In this, it's not. It's framed as him just being a big, scary monster. He's a monster. He's like Frankenstein. I hate it. I'm sorry. I don't like it at all. I
like it because I think you need to have that for him to be a real threat going into the original trilogy. I think it expands on it. I think
here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't mind him doing all of this, like what you're saying. I just would like something before it. I'd like it to be character driven. I'd like it to be like, I don't mind seeing all of this, but you got to do the work, right? I don't want to see Darth Vader just thrown in there. It's cheap. That's how I feel.
James Earl Jones died, remember? I don't think they're quite ready to use an AI voice, and they won't recast him. They never will.
Why not? They've done it in the games.
I don't think they will.
They don't in the
Very
games.
rarely. Very
Not
rarely.
very rarely. It's like Darth Vader's had so many voice actors that have portrayed him. I don't understand why they wouldn't recast him, and someone who would be really respectful of it.
I just don't. I don't
think they need to see. I think they should never use an AI voice ever. I'm completely against that.
Agreed,
so either
but
don't
I also
have
think they will, because James Earl Jones himself gave his blessing to do it. No, you're right. He was portrayed by Scott Lawrence in Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, he's been portrayed by heaps of voice actors. I think that's fine. I'm 100% for just having a new voice actor who does a really good job. I mean, that's what heaps of stuff do. That's what they should have done with Princess Leia. And I don't know.
What, you didn't like the Uncanny Valley Princess Leia with the actress doing the wrong accent, so her voice looks really weird when she says hope? Didn't like that?
Nope, fucking hated that.
Really? Interesting.
But I digress.
Let's talk. Yeah, we're going on about this, but let's talk about where the characters are at the end of the show. So we've had all these big fights. Then we see Maul do a bit of a betrayal, just a little bit of a cheeky stab in the back on old Darky there.
And he forces him into Dado.
I've never said a bad word about Two Boots, but if I had in the previous episodes, I would direct all of that energy towards Maul.
What a dog.
Even though I agree with his choice.
What do you mean you agree? You mean you agree with the choice, like from a writing standpoint, you agree with them deciding for him to do that?
I agree with that, and I agree that was Maul's only logical play there. I don't like it. I think logically you would expect Darky would probably do that to Maul, but the Jedi wouldn't do that, you see.
No, I don't think so.
I think Maul knew that they were fucked and that someone had to be the sacrificial lamb for them to get away. And I think it's an interesting choice because Lawson sees it.
He does, yeah.
Now, what that means for his character in the second season is interesting, because if he doesn't see that, I think he's dead. Listen, he walks off into the fog, he's shooting some stormtroopers, and
Lawson's not dead.
No, but
there's no chance.
If you just saw that scene, I know we don't see a body, but we don't see Rook's body either, and we assume that she's dead. If you don't have that previous scene, there's a bit of doubt. I think him witnessing that 100% survives.
Didn't Rook get stabbed through the heart?
No,
we don't see that.
What
happened to her? What happened to her again?
She got dragged off into the fog, and then she screams as Vader does something we don't hear, but it sounds like cracking. Okay. So it could be she's in force choke or something, or he snaps her back or something. We don't see it.
I thought she wasn't as important a character, so just died. But Lawson's a way more important character, and we don't see a body. I think he's alive. There's no chance. There's no shot.
No, and more, I think...
And we do see Dark.
Just the fact that they showed him seeing Maul's choice, that locks him in as he's alive. He'll come back next season. He'll come with this moral quandary for Devon. He'll say, Devon, are you really going to trust this guy? He pushed your master into whatever they think he is.
But that kind of leads...
It makes him survive.
I mean, but that kind of leads me into Devon sees Darky die by Vader's hand.
Yes.
And
so she doesn't see Maul push him.
But if I was Devon, I'd be like, where was Maul? Weren't they fighting him together? What's going on? Where was Maul? And then he shows up later. I feel like Devon's the dumbest person ever to think that it wasn't Maul that left him there to die. I think that's kind of... It just doesn't... I don't buy it. I don't buy what they're doing with Devon, unfortunately. I wish they did a better job with Devon, because I like her as a character. I like her whole thing, but I don't think they did a good job of selling it.
Something interesting I've seen floating around online is the concept that Devon's going to become almost the anti-Ahsoka, and that she'll become like a dark side version of Ahsoka, where she'll appear in recurring roles around the universe as a dark side user, but not with Maul.
No, I don't like her.
The theory is that she'll leave him next season.
I really don't like the idea of her as a dark side user, long term. I get what they're doing, but I don't like it.
Maul's absolutely correct. Darky, the way he fought, wouldn't have survived.
No. Oh, absolutely.
He gets bodied by any competent dark side user most days. And
so far, because he's old.
Absolutely correct. Yeah, he is, and he's not got the source anymore. And Maul, being crippled by his legs, still nearly beats the Inquisitors.
Here's my thing, though. For me at least, as a character, I don't like the idea of her being a Sith Lord. but I like the idea of
Not a
her
Sith Lord.
learning, or
More of an
maybe a
anti-hero.
dark side user. Yeah, I like the idea of her learning dark side users and using that for good, or using that,
Just to
take
survive and
revenge
to try and
or
take
to
down
take
the
down the
Empire.
Empire. Yeah, I like the idea.
I
I've
think
always
there's a
liked the
lot of
idea.
room for dark side users who aren't Sith. And we
That's
haven't
right.
really got a lot of that in media, in Star Wars media.
I'm hoping that's where they're going with Devon. Like, I think that's interesting. I find that fascinating. I think people because I think it's a good, like, even when you're like, you talk to any psychologist and they will never, like, they say it's never a bad thing to have fear or have these emotions or have anger, or it's about the way that you use it. And I think that can really feed into the way that you use the dark side. Like, the dark side can be a similar thing. It's about how you react to it, how you use it. And I think that could lead to more interesting stuff with...
There's actually a famous therapy scene in Star Wars in Episode 3. There's a guy, Christopher Lee's character, that was Anakin in one of the scenes, that he's got like this fear and this anger, but he doesn't use
it. You don't use it. Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
But he wants him to use them for bad.
We've had that kind of therapy scene in the movies before.
Yeah, but he wants him to use them for bad. But what I did think was really interesting is Darky says to... I can't remember if he says it to Devon or if he says it to... if he says it to Lawson. He says something like, it's okay to feel fear. What matters is how you act on it. Or he says something along those lines. You know what I'm talking about? It's either in episode 9 or 10 or 8. I can't remember who he says it to, but he says something along the lines of like it's okay to feel fear.
I want to say it's in 8. Sounds like an episode 8 thing.
What's important is how you react to it, or how you keep it in check, or how you act on those emotions. That's what he says, which is against the Jedi Code pre-Episode 3. The Jedi Code's basically just shut off fear. Like, especially Yoda, he even says to Anakin, I sense that fear leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. And he's basically, the line I'm talking about.
No, I've actually not heard that. Where's that from?
I think is it episode 1? I think it's episode 1 when Anakin first...
Of this show? Or...
No, of episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Fuck you.
Never heard of it.
You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so Yoda says, fear leads to hate, hate leads to suffering. I think that's what he says. And, like, the Jedi Code is all about suppressing emotions, and that ends up being their downfall. And I like that Darky has he's learnt, you know what I mean? And obviously Yoda does by episode 4 as well.
Yeah.
But I thought you were going to make a joke there and say, Yoda wasn't in your episode 4, JC. He was...
No, I was just going to jump in there. The full quote is, fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate, hate leads to suffering.
The suffering.
And then suffering leads to fear, and fear leads to anger, anger leads to hate.
Fuck off.
Hate leads to suffering.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't the quote, Manch. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the quote.
No? Oh, does he only say it once?
He just says the first part before you repeated it.
Oh, right.
And they're like... I mean, could be true. I don't know. That seems very like set in stone. But the Jedi's reaction to that reality is to just like say, cut off those emotions. It'll cloud your judgment. Yeah, it's terrible advice. Yeah. I like that Darky seemed to have learnt, like, not just him, but obviously Yoda does as well. But I like that the fall of the Jedi actually had like moral ramifications, emotional ramifications for them. I like that kind of little nugget there. It's good. It's good. I liked it. It's good moral, good message. Like that their actual moral code shifted after Order 66, after the fall of the Republic, after the fall of the Jedi. But yeah, so Devon, she agrees to become Maul's apprentice. That's how the show ends. Riley thinks his dad's
something
dead.
About that moment too. Riley does think his dad's dead. He really should be, correct. But something I thought was really cool about that scene at the end, her eyes really like squint at him, and you can't really tell if she's going to go, what the hell did you do?
I think she doesn't trust him.
Or if she's going to join him. No, and like, it sort of could have gone one of two ways, and I liked that it went the let's get them angle instead of I don't trust you, because I don't think I can handle another season of I can't trust you.
I actually buy her character arc. I just don't like her little, like, just certain things that like just small stuff, like when
that
she
she's a
went to
woman,
defend Maul.
for example.
Why
You don't like strong female
just,
leads, I
you're just
know.
gonna paint me as a misogynist when I'm like I'm the most feminist man you've ever met. Maybe, I don't know. You might have met a more feminist man, but fuck you. So I like Devon. I think she's a great character. I hope they go the direction that we discuss. Like there's a, but we don't get a clear. I think we needed more of a clear picture of what she actually is motivated by, and whether she is turning evil or
Revenge.
if it's more.
I think it's that simple. I know what you're saying, but to me, I try not to get caught up in that. It's Star Wars. A lot of Star Wars is very black and white, and there's no subtext. It's just you get what you get. So for her, to me, her character arc is just revenge. I want to get the Empire back for what they've done to us in quite a similar way to Maul. And it's going to be really interesting because the next season she's going to find out what Maul did, even though all of them are dead if Maul doesn't. And I wonder how she's going to react to that. It's quite interesting. My hope is that she does start doing some kind of shaky stuff with the dark side, with Maul, like some morally questionable stuff. And she kind of has to then reframe the dark side in her mind. Like, I hope that it goes the direction where she, like you said, becomes kind of an anti-hero who uses the dark side for good, or eventually. Like, I don't know where they're going to go with it. But not good as in, like, empirically good. Good as in, like, do you mean she's doing it for the wrong reasons, but she's still doing good things?
Yeah, or I think at first, maybe. But, like, I think eventually I hope her moral code, like, I hope she still takes on board, like, what she like, I hope she still takes on board, like, Darky. I hope Darky's, like, teachings are still important to her later on. And but she uses the dark side sometimes in ways that are beneficial. I hope. We'll see what happens.
There's actually precedent for that sort of thing happening, and we see that in one of the Tales stories. We'll get there when that happens.
Yeah.
So
they're longer episodes, aren't they? The Tales episodes.
Nah, they're shorter. They're about 16 minutes each.
Well, yeah, but like the length of these episodes, sort of. These are like 20 minutes long. Like they're not 2-minute segments.
They're about 10 to 15.
Like forces.
No, they're not 2 minutes. No.
Yeah. Cool.
No, so I think for her to do that would kind of be retreading probably 2 characters, maybe.
But in her own way, with her own kind of shtick, and we'll see what happens. But I like that.
Yeah, but I think even in her own way, though, it's still kind of going to be a very similar arc to 2 other characters. I just hope she doesn't forego what she's learned from Darky. I hope Darky remains important to her as a character, like intrinsically, but we'll see. We'll see what they do. I hope she doesn't go evil, like full evil. We'll see. No, I don't think she'll go full evil. I think she'll be more of a thorn in the side type character. But I think one of the reasons why we haven't seen much marketing from Ahsoka season 2 is that I think she's featured in there. Maybe. As a secondary sort of villain type character, I think. I hope she isn't in that shit show, theory. But we'll see. We'll see. I hope she's... Because I like Darky. Not Darky. I like Devon. I mean, we'll get to Ahsoka, but I can't imagine I'm going to enjoy that show. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. There's one episode that I really, really like, and then a lot of episodes in that show that are just kind of there. They're fine. Okay. They're not beating the world or anything. I wanted to continue in this show. Like, I hope she gets older in this show. I hope we grow with her in this show. Like, I hope this show goes on longer. Time skip. I don't want to see another character getting trained. I think we've got enough of that across all of Star Wars. I think we have enough characters getting trained, but I almost wonder if they're going to do it anyway and sort of recycle a bit of what they planned for the Acolyte season 2. Because we're not going to get that now. They've cancelled the show. No. And there's a lot of fanfare to get it back up and running, so there's no shot that the Acolyte's coming back, sadly. Well, no, they canned it, which is annoying. I like the Acolyte. Things can always come back. We'll get to that, but I liked it. Yeah, I
We'll
like
get to the
Firefly.
Acolyte. Here's what I'll say about this show: is I thought it was not too bad. I didn't love it, but I think there are some high spots, especially episodes. Was it 3 and 4? Whispers in the Unknown and Pride and Vengeance. I thought they were the standout episodes for me. I thought they were great. After that, yeah, not bad, not great. Not horrible. I'm interested to see where Devon goes. I think I like the characters more than I like the show. I think I like Lawson more than I like the show. I think I like Two Boots more than I like the show. I just hope, it gets better, and we'll see where it goes. It's a first season, first taste. Hopefully it gets better. We'll see.
See, from the get-go, I already like this show. I do agree 7 and 8, probably the weakest of the lot.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Maybe 1 and 2.
Again, I don't really know why. It just didn't hit me as well. But then I watched 9 and 10. I just loved it immediately. I think probably my favourite episodes, or my favourite releases, I guess, 3 and 4 and 9 and 10. Comfortably ahead of the others.
I think I just can't get, I like 10, everything except, I think the Vader stuff just brings it down for me. I just don't like the way they treat Vader in these shows. But yeah, 3 and 4, I thought they were really good. They're the standout episodes. But overall, I thought the show was pretty decent.
If you like Vader aura farming, you're going to love episode 10. Because that is his entire episode. Yes. It's just aura farming the entire time. It's fantastic.
Okay. I hate it. He's
it's
not
that
an
subtle
aura
Dave
farmer.
Filoni storytelling that you're so fond of.
He's not an aura farmer. Vader is a broken man. He lost his fucking son.
Did you see how sassy he was in Empire?
No, but that's part of him. He's a great, that's part of him. He's a character.
He's always been a drama queen. You're seeing Clone Wars, Anakin's a fucking drama queen, and that's kind of where he gets his aura farming from.
That sounds good. I don't like the way they show him here.
I can see if this is your first exposure to him in this style, I can see why it'd be a bit jarring. I think it works better when you've got the Clone Wars.
But it's not. It's not my first exposure.
Version of Vader. No, but I think this version of Vader is closer to what Clone Wars Anakin would do than what Episode 3 Anakin would do.
I guess, I think, I don't mind that this is what he does. I just think he's such an important character. Have him be a character through this show. Don't just have him show up. I'm sick of that. It's it's not my Vader.
The problem then, though, you're gonna have the same problem that you had with Rogue One, where he's just kind of not doing very much, and then comes in at the end to be a slasher.
I think that's valid.
I don't think that would change very much if they did stuff with him in this show. I think there's a lot of characters they had to set up, a lot of even villains that they had to go through.
Then that's what I'm saying is then don't have him in the show. Don't put him in the end. Either have him be a full-fledged character, or don't put him in. That's kind of my thing with Vader. Is he's such an important character with so much history and so much personality. You would like the comics then. Probably.
You would really like the comics, the Dark
If they do a good job. If they do a good job, then yeah.
From what I've seen, yes.
Okay.
I haven't read most of them, but there's a lot of good stuff in the comics that
I like what they do with him in Force Unleashed, even though that's gone. I like what they do with him in Force Unleashed.
And because it's non-canon, JC, it doesn't exist.
Fuck you. It exists in my heart.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to talking about the Acolyte again. Yeah. I like this show.
Give it a rating.
Probably 6.5, 7 out of 10, I think. 7 out of 10. Nice. I'll be generous for you. It's 7 out of 10. It's not bad. Go check it out.
I'd give it a perfect 6 out of 7. See, that's a dual reference, JC. That's actually a reference to the famous internet meme. You might not have seen it yet.
I haven't heard of it.
There's a meme where you say the numbers 6, 7, right after another. It's a reference to how 7, 8, 9. That famous joke. That's a reference to that. But there's also an old interwebs meme from back in the day where someone gave something, I can't remember what it was anymore, a perfect 5 out of 7.
What are you talking about? What are you on about? What is this? I don't even know. You're breaching into the back asshole of the internet. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Let's not be crass here.
5, 7?
5 out of 7. Someone's scoring. He gave
if you add 2 to those numbers.
Perfect 5 out of 7.
Who did? What is this?
Guy.
Okay.
Some guy. It wasn't a perfect 5 out of 7, but he gave...
If you guys know what that means...
5 out of 7.
Who did? I don't know this meme.
No one's going to know what it means.
Is this a green text thing? Or is this like a Facebook?
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I remember this.
Finally.
I remember it being very funny, but
Yeah, and he
Look it up.
goes, hey?
look it
I've got
up, chat.
I'm looking at it. Oh, yeah, chat. That's right.
Look it up, chat.
The
stream on
listeners
Twitch.
can't see what we're doing. We're just looking at each other with longing eyes and eyebrows. That's what
We
we're
do
doing
that
right
every
now.
time. You just got to imagine that's what we're doing.
Or, even better, watch the podcast.
Yeah, watch it with your eyes.
With your own eyes.
Like
You
this.
want to see us with your own eyes.
Like this.
No, I hate that. That is doing the thing again.
It's so horrifying. Never do it, anyone. Never just use your own eyes.
No.
Welcome.
Thank you for listening to our very extended episode of Now There Are Two of Them, recorded on the 2nd of May 2026. This is a Saturday that we are recording this.
How did I do guessing like what happened? How accurate was I guessing?
I think you nailed it. I think you got pretty much all of the plot points right, as if you watched it yourself after this episode was recorded.
Damn, I'm good. God damn, I'm good.
You nailed it, JC.
Put it there. Put it there. Put it there. Just gave me the middle finger. I was trying to get him to give me a high five. He's an asshole.
I gave him a high five. He just doesn't know what a high five is.
We'll see you next week for episode 1 of The Acolyte. This has been Now There Are Two of Them. Manch and JC signing off.
The only podcast that is named after a Star Wars quote.
Don't look it up.